Alright, good to go. Alright, guys. Joe's going to do 6 times going around this park. He's done gauged out the distance. So 6 times going around the park would be a mile. Alright, so he's going to try to do a mile. And you might say, well, what's interesting in that? Because when he gets one revolution around the park completed, he's going to come up here and do about 25 squats and then go again. And this is new to us, doing things like this, so it's going to be extremely difficult for him. But we're going to give it a shot. We try to show everything, and we'll see what happens. Do what?
Plus, I also got added weight too.
Oh, yeah. Plus, he's got 35 pounds on a backpack. I left something very interesting out there, to say the least. So he got 35 pounds on his back and going to be doing this. And we're doing some elite types of military stuff with this to help improve Joe's cardio. Joe is a slugger. He don't bounce around that ring, but he pushes forward and he hits. And but he's still got to have some great cardio. And we train for 15 rounds like we did back in my day, and that's just what we do, and we'll continue to do so. Championship rounds for him is the 13th, 14th, and 15th. It's the 11th and 12th for the rest of you, but we do things different. Maybe you'll make your championship rounds the 13th, 14th, and 15th. So whenever you're ready, son.
Okay.
All right. So he's just going at a comfortable pace here. You hear everything clacking in there. I should have put a towel around it all. You'll see him going around. And this is a pretty large area here. This was about the size of the area that we ran in actually middle school, because we did not have our own football field. We used the high school football field next door to us for games. For our home games, we didn't actually have a field. We actually had plowing tractors as our driver ed vehicles. Of course, I'm kidding about that. And we're doing this. We are in sunny Columbia, so it's not the hottest day in the world, but we're at 4 o'clock or so, and it's hot here. So now he's going to do his squats here. How many did you do? 20? You want to take a break?
Oh no.
All right, he's going on. You can hear all those weight plates clanking around, and we don't care, but I got to get some towels to go around those next time. I don't know. We're going to see what these... We'll do this a few times and see what the results, what the fruit of the results are. And we don't have a stadium around here. If we did, of course, most of you know I'm not able to hardly do anything any longer, but I used to. Hell, folks, I was in my early 50s and stadium climbing with this much weight. So I'd go a lap around, which would be a quarter of a mile around a track, and then stadium climb. I'd go up, down, go over a section, up, down, go over a section, up, down, go over a section. Joe, get back up here. Don't you dare stop. You keep biting all this stuff off, you're going to have to... I don't want no stopping. Now, when you get back up here, get up here. Keep running. Don't you dare stop. You run. Get up here. Now stop. You can take the backpack off and take you a minute. See, I have to push Joe. He keeps biting off all this stuff and he can't, he's having a problem. I have to push him, and I like doing new things. And you're gonna take a break here. Get your 20. At 35 pounds will start adding up. And you can, if you can hear him in the background, he's breathing. He's huffing it. That's killer, isn't it? All right. You sit here and get your breath. I'm going to give you 1 minute. That be good enough? Then you go around again. Then you come up here and do your 20. I'm going to give you another minute. And I'm going to give you a minimum of a minute in between, because this is way rigorous. Now, our friend Brett May was saying, oh, I ran 3 miles this morning and did this and did that. And, of course, I'll take a fellow at his word, but when I look at somebody and see how they're doing when they're doing pad work or heavy bag work or other stuff, you can gauge what's going on. I'm going to give you a minute and a half, Joe. But I'm not a fan of this. Joe has been he did the Murph workout the day before yesterday, and then now he's doing this today, and I'm not a huge fan of this, but it's what he wants to do. He enjoys getting himself down to where he can't do nothing, so this is where we're going. And it's harder for bigger guys now. It's harder for bigger guys to do all this running. If anybody tells you different, they're crazy. Well, just tie it up in a knot, but you're going to have to sit down with it on your back. There you go. Yeah, that's a good old Indian knot. Your Indian mother taught you well. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, just go around once, come up here, and then you're going to take another break. So you can see, I don't know if you can see him in the background. He's coming down through there. He's way back over there and going down. You can see him through there. You may be able to see a lot better than I can through the, I got sunlight behind us here. But we are in a shaded area and there is some wind blowing today, so it's hot, but it's not like killer South American hot at this point during the time of day. I'm gonna get him up here. Just run on straight up the thing, Joe. Joe, when you come back, just run straight up through the sidewalk here.
This thing
Get some good, huh? Did it bust? Oh no. You know, try to lift up. Not that way. Not that way. Lift it up a little bit. There you go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. How many have you done? 3, right?
Yeah.
So you got 3 more to go. Alright. So we're building up in this. You know, Joe ran, when we did that Murph workout, Joe ran a mile, then did all the push-ups, the squats, and the pull-ups, and then wasn't stopping at long lengths at all for rest like he is now, but he did all of that and then ran another mile. And this is how you know, when you tell when somebody's punching. You can look at how the facial expression's going with a fella. You can just literally, if there's no sound, you can pick up on what the guy looks like. Even if you're in a big crowd of people, you can tell if a guy's falling apart or not. And you can tell who's been working and who hasn't. So. Okay, you about ready? Go on. See, I don't like to pick on him because he works so damn hard, but I don't like what's got up his fanny this week on wanting to do these different things. Well, I do know what's got up in his fanny, and what's got up in his fanny is things get monotonous, but and that's what's happening with him. Things are getting monotonous to him. What he doesn't know is that when we're done with all this, I'm going to work him on that reflex bag for about 40 or 45 minutes and give him 3-minute rounds. And get those arms going. So he's got a lot of cardio to do today, but let's see if he stalls out coming back up this hill. That 35 pounds gets heavy quick, folks. If you haven't done any backpack work running with 30 or so pounds on you, he's got 35. And there's little things, like I told him to run up this sidewalk. If he don't, well, he's running up it. I can tell if a guy's going to listen to me in the corner when everything's falling apart on him. Got 2 more after this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it's killing you, son. You're just going to have to push yourself. I'm going to have to give you a caloric intake, and you have to give you extra 1,000 calories, or you're going to waste away with all this you've been doing this week. All right, you got it? Try to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Calm yourself, relax you. Nothing's going to be this taxing on you in the ring because you feel it. Well, one day it will, because somebody will stand firm and be a brick wall on the other side of you. And that's when you got to dig deep and be the wrecking ball and tear that brick wall down. And you'll be able to do it, but nothing in the near future for you is going to be nowhere near as strenuous as this is. You always, that's why I love to see when you fight, son, or when you're doing hard sparring, because I like to see how you just break a guy down that's been running 3 or 4 miles a day, you know, and all these things. And tomorrow we need to get a lot of rope work in, and your legs are going to be hurting. Well, it should be. I don't know. I just think with all those squats you do, but they end up being kind of okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of a respite here. But folks, this is what we do. Like I was telling you, Joe's doing some different things. I don't necessarily myself like that Murph workout or what he's doing today, but these things are different than what he normally does, and he's always telling me this is pushing me more, Dad. So you got to respond and do what's pushing the guy better. And Joe is in no way really in nowhere near peak condition right now. We've been going through a lot of stress, a lot of stuff. So, and we just got moved in where we're at right now, and things have been very hectic. We've been glued to the sets for the inauguration stuff, and we thank the Lord Trump got in office, because where we're at, we have a 1,000% increase in degree of protection for us as U.S. citizens in a foreign country now. So yeah, so we're this is why Joe's committed to winning the gold medal and giving it to our president. So this will be, actually, folks, this will be a little over a mile in total that he's ran. Of course, he hasn't done it solidly. You want to get to a point where you can just run. He had failure in that Murph workout on that last mile, and he has suffered some failure here on the second lap he did. But you give this a try. This is pretty hard, and we play it through. What I choose to show you will show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Alright, so just keep going and get your 20. And we'll give you a respite here too. Next week you're just gonna run. I don't want to do a bunch of mess. You're doing great, son. Yeah, look at that. It's coming up on me. Alright, so you can see Joe's face, even if even if I had no sound on here, you see this is pushing him, and Joe can run. Joe can run a 2.5 miles at one time, just jogging. Joe can do 25 or 30 minutes of jump rope, pretty much dang straight. Joe's a worker. He works, and but if you're a smaller guy, you should be able to cruise right on along and do this better. And Joe's about 190-ish pounds right now. Now, some of you gonna ask me, Joe's going down to about right here and coming up, and I don't know if you guys can see that. Step out a little further. I guess you can see it. Joe's going down to about right here and coming up. And really, you don't need to go down but about like that and come up, because that's his style. That's what we do. But you'll never see us go down and come all the way back up. If he's doing some squats for leg strength, yeah, but we try to mold and fit things to the style that he performs. So, about ready? What you got? This one and one more, right?
This is the last one.
This is the last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
You got this one. You got it. You got a lot more to do today, so take your time. Just don't stop. One thing about working in the heat year-round is it keeps Joe acclimated to being hot. And believe it or not, if you were in a hot environment constantly, you will perspire a little bit less, and it can become an advantage for you in the ring. And when I say a little bit less, it's you'll notice it yourself, but others around you may not notice it. And I'm not talking about not perspiring. The last guy I saw in the ring that wasn't perspiring was Muhammad Ali, getting his butt handed to him by Larry Holmes. You've got to perspire, but this will help you if you're in a warm climate constantly. It will help you acclimate in the ring to not dehydrate so much. And there are positive and feedbacks with that I could explore and tell you about. All right, all right. So give me these 20, and then you be done for 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so, and we'll get on to the next stuff we're doing. So we're going to have a lot of reflex cobra bag work that we're going to do, and that's going to work his cardio more. We've got a lot of other things we're going to do, but the extreme stuff's going to be the going about 40 plus minutes on the reflex bag doing, I don't know, I'll do 2 or 3 minute rounds and we'll see what happens. That push you good? All right, so folks, we're glad that you joined with us on this. And well, Joe, you did all this in less than 24 minutes. So is that what you got? Yeah. I was looking here, I saw 37 or 57. I'm blind in one eye and can't see out the other. But folks, we really thank you for watching us. Keep in mind, Joe's just 16. He's still in the building block phase. And if he can do it, you can do it. And remember, figure out the style that is going to work best for you in the fight game, and train yourself accordingly, doing the physical things that you need to do for the style that you possess. This is becoming a lost training art, and it needs to come back. One size does not fit all in boxing. We'll have at minimum, a video short out with some Cobra bag work in a little while. I want to let you guys know we love you. Please like the video. And I want to remind you, up in our house, this father and my son Joe and my wife, we worship our Lord, our Savior, and our King, who is Jesus Christ, and we hope that you will come to as well. And we'll see you tomorrow.